subscribers and viewers of OWUUBII channel. Welcome back to this wonderful channel. It's been a while. A lot of things kept me away from making videos for you guys, but gradually I'm being free, and so today I decided to give you a video based on certain web browsers I think will help you in your cyber life. Okay, so there are a list of about 10 web browsers I think folks who normally uses Windows operating system, Mac operating systems, Android, Linux, and etc. would like to have a good use of these web browsers. So kindly stay tuned, relax, and watch me as I give you a list of these web browsers and explain how they work and their characteristics as well. Thank you. While most devices comes with internet browser, a variety of free browsers offer a more secure user experiences, better function, and increased privacy than standard issue browsers. Here is an ultimate web browsers list featuring 10 of the best internet browsers for all platforms, including Windows 11, Windows 10, Mac and Linux computers to Android devices and iPhones. The first web browser to speak about is Mozilla Firefox web browser. Okay, and some of the advantages or characteristics of, first of all, let me start with the advantages of this web browser. Okay, and so it has massive library of extensions. It's available on all major operating systems like the Windows and the Linux and Mac OS. Full support for Windows Hello authentication. Some of the disadvantages associated with Mozilla Firefox are frustrating update processes. The scrolling is not really that smooth when you want to scroll on any page using Mozilla Firefox. It has limited direct support, and so in case you are finding difficulties with it, having a direct support is mostly limited. Okay, and so Firefox is very popular, very popular, and is an alternative to Chrome, Edge, Safari browsers. Okay, because it's actually been around since 2002, but mostly because of its frequent updates, folks find it difficult using it smoothly. The Firefox internet browser updates regularly with bug fixes, speed improvements, security enhancements, and new features. However, these updates can be frustrating when they automatically start installing when you open the app, and so there are ways to keep something like automatic update. You can actually go into the settings of the Mozilla Firefox browser and then change the settings from automatic update to manual update, and so it will only notify you of present updates, and then you can decide either to update them or ignore them. Then you have to wait several minutes for the new version to download and install. Actually, unless your internet is that good and very fast, then you can have a good or a smooth download from like for a new version of the Mozilla Firefox. Firefox is actually available on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, iOS, Android, and lets you synchronize your data between each version through the use of a free Firefox account. The Android, Linux, Mac and Windows versions of the Firefox browser support a vast library of extensions. The Windows version also supports Windows Hello authentication for enhanced security on compatible websites. And so this is what I can talk about regarding Mozilla Firefox web browser. The next web browser to talk about is a DuckDuckGo web browser. It's actually the best private browser in case you need your privacy, and most hacktivists or cyber activists mostly use the DuckDuckGo because they mostly know what they are using it for. And let's talk about the advantage and disadvantages of DuckDuckGo. Some of the merits of using DuckDuckGo is it has a strong security and privacy, quickly erase all app data, and so all your history, all the sites you've visited, the moment this DuckDuckGo web browser does it, you're not going to get the history like you would get it in other web browsers. And so it has a simple settings screen. Some of the disadvantage with using DuckDuckGo are no browser for Windows or Mac, and so that is one of the disadvantages. It has limited cloud sync features, and as I said earlier, lack of history can be inconvenient whilst using DuckDuckGo web browser. Let's talk a little bit about it, like the history of DuckDuckGo and how it came about. So DuckDuckGo actually is a private internet browser with both mobile and desktop apps. By default, it blocks all forms of online tracking and doesn't upload your search history to anyone's servers. If you are still concerned about your privacy, you can clear all of your tabs and data by tapping on the flame icon in the main menu. One particular feature that privacy buffs will appreciate is a security rating that appears next to the current website's address at the top of the screen. Sites are rated from D to A on their encryption levels and the number of trackers detected. Tapping on this rating opens a full screen report card which features an impressive amount of information on how they reached the score. The browser has light and dark themes and a lock setting that requires Touch ID, Face ID or passcode to use the app. And so when we talk about DuckDuckGo web browser, it is talking more of privacy and security. It makes sure it doesn't leave any traces for anyone to easily track you. And so that is some of the reason why you would like to go for DuckDuckGo web browser as compared to others. The third one to talk about is Google Chrome, the most functional and another popular web browser is the Google Chrome. It was actually built by Google, as it sounds. And some of the advantages of using Google Chrome are it loads Google services quickly because it was built on Google's platform and it is linked to Google's service, and so it's easily for Google Chrome to fetch any services you might need from Google. It has massive library of browser extensions, just like Mozilla Firefox. It is available on a variety of devices. Okay, some of the disadvantages or demerits of using Google Chrome are: initial mode doesn't completely hide your activity. I repeat again, initial mode in Google Chrome doesn't completely hide your activity. Browser updates have a history of raising privacy concerns. Browser updates have a history of raising privacy concerns. Some extensions collect data in Google Chrome, and so if you are that activist who wants to always be hiding online, you don't want to leave any traces, please, Google Chrome is not the best place for you. You can go with DuckDuckGo. As I just read, even in Google Chrome, when you go into the incognito mode, you are still not hidden, you are still exposed. Okay, so this is the third browser to talk about, and it was actually launched on Windows in 2008, but has since expanded to Mac and Linux computers, as well as iOS and Android smartphones and tablets. One of Chrome's stronger points is its availability on a multiple of platforms, because you can sync your browsing history and other data across different devices. All you have to do is log into your Google account. This internet browser is also extremely fast, especially when it comes to loading websites owned by Google, such as Gmail and YouTube. While other browsers may take a while to load a YouTube video, Chrome usually starts playing the video almost immediately when on a good internet connection. Okay. The next one to talk about is Brave web browser, and that is what I mostly use. I use Brave web browser a lot. Okay, it is one of the most secured web browser that was created. Some of the advantages of Brave web browser are: it has a robust privacy and security features. It is alternative way to support online creators. It is beginner friendly introduction to cryptocurrencies, and so it actually helps you to mine cryptocurrency by blocking trackers and advertisers. Some of the disadvantages of using Brave web browser are: it affects websites' revenue models, and so because advertisements are being blocked, revenues which should be generated by the ads ends up not being generated for the companies who are doing these ads, because Brave browser has an inbuilt security feature that actually blocks trackers and all these adverts from showing on your page. Another thing is, it has an inconvenient update methods, and then it has limited extensions as well. These are the disadvantages of Brave web browser. Let's speak a little bit about Brave web browser. Brave is a web browser with a strong focus on privacy and security. By default, this internet browser blocks advertising, cookies, phishing, and malware, and provides you with advanced options for enabling HTTPS everywhere and preventing browser fingerprinting. All of these security options should help give you peace of mind if you are the type of person to worry about online privacy. These security measures also make web pages load much faster than on other browsers, and it's true. What sets Brave apart from other web browsers is its cryptocurrency, the basic attention token, that's BAT. But the Brave browser has an integrated software wallet for storing BAT tokens. You can use these tokens to financially support website owners or online creators when you view their content in the browser. Users can also earn BAT by enabling Brave Run ads during a browsing session. Brave is available on Windows, Mac, and Linux computers in addition to iOS and Android smartphones and tablets. The next one to talk about is the Windows 10 or 11 Microsoft Edge browser. It's the best browser for Windows 10 and 11. Some of its advantage: it has an inbuilt Cortana integration. Its bookmarks and browsing history sync between devices. It supports Windows Timeline. Some of the disadvantages are: browser can freeze on ad-heavy pages, slow to load embedded videos. It needs a powerful computer to open many tabs. Microsoft Edge is the successor to the classic Internet Explorer browser. It comes pre-installed on all new Windows 10 and Windows 11 devices. This browser is heavily integrated into the operating system and is the default app for opening not only web pages but ebooks and PDF files as well. This web browser also features built-in inking tools for taking screenshots of pages and Cortana for looking up words and phrases. You can also use its voice dictation to have Edge read articles and other web content to you. Microsoft Edge also saves your bookmarks and browsing history to the cloud. This data can sync to the iOS and Android app versions for consistent user experience, and is compatible with Windows Timeline. So that is it with Microsoft Edge and its successor to the classic Internet Explorer browser. The next web browser to talk about is the Safari web browser. It's the best internet browser for Apple users. Some of the merits for using Safari web browser are: it has built-in support for Apple Pay and Touch ID. Available on all Macs and iOS devices. Syncs bookmarks and browsing history. Some of the demerits or disadvantages are unavailable for modern Windows computers. No app on Android smartphones and tablets. It has limited customization. Safari is Apple's first-party web browser for all of its hardware, from Mac computers and laptops to its iPhones, iPads, iPod Touches, and Apple Watches. The browser comes pre-installed on all of Apple's devices and is the default app for opening web pages. Much like Edge on Windows 10 devices, Safari works well on Apple devices because the same company makes it, and it's designed from the ground up to run on a specific set of hardware. Safari supports all major Apple features such as Apple Pay and AirDrop, and can also perform Touch ID and Face ID tasks on compatible Apple devices. By using iCloud, Apple Safari browser can sync browsing history, bookmarks and passwords between devices. This feature is only useful if you have a lot of Apple devices, though, as there is no Safari browser for Windows or Android devices. So this is it about Safari web browser. The next web browser to talk about is what we call Aloha web browser, and it's a best VPN web browser for mobile. Some of the advantages of Aloha web browser are optional integrated VPN functionality. It has a built-in support for VR videos, that's virtual reality videos. It uses less traffic than other browsers. The disadvantages are in-browser ads. So there are certain ads that mostly shows whilst using this web browser on your mobile phone. The VPN isn't automatically on. It means you manually have to turn it on, of which I like it that way. It lacks iOS password integration. Aloha is a free web browser designed for iOS and Android tablets and smartphones. It has a built-in VPN service in addition to its own incognito mode, both of which provide enhanced security and privacy protection. This VPN service also compresses traffic, which means your smart device uses less data while surfing the web. This mobile internet browser features a fresh visual design with clear, easy to understand icons and settings with the option to customize the app's appearance with a variety of free themes. Aloha also has built-in ad blocking that stops banner ads and pop-ups from loading on websites. A couple of VPN settings, such as the ability to use the feature in other apps as well, are hidden behind a paid upgrade, which costs $24.99 annually. Okay. The app has ads for the Aloha Premium service. You can remove them by signing up. The ads don't distract too much from the user experience though. Okay, so that's a good web browser you can actually download on your iOS or on your smartphone, I mean Android, and then take advantage of it. The next web browser to talk about is Vivaldi or Vivaldi, whatever you want to call it. It's the best internet browser for multitasking. Okay, some of the advantages with regards to Vivaldi are: add any website to the toolbar. It has numerous customization options. It supports Google Chrome extensions The disadvantages are they are not available for iOS, not always user-friendly, inconsistent window sizes when selected. Vivaldi is a free web browser that was created in 2016 by some of the minds behind Opera browser. The program is built on the same Chromium-based technology that powers Google Chrome, which allows you to install almost any extension from the Chrome Web Store. The main appeal of Vivaldi is its comprehensive options that lets you customize its look and functionality to a degree not seen in rival browsers. First, you can change the browser's user interface colors anytime you want. You can also move the toolbar can to the top, bottom or sides and pin web pages to the side for simultaneous browsing. The latter feature is particularly useful if you like to watch YouTube videos or check a social media site while browsing the web. Vivaldi is available for Windows, Mac and Linux platforms. The next one to talk about is called Documents by Readdle. It's the best browser for saving YouTube videos on iPhone. So this is for the iPhone users. And it's called Documents by Readdle. That's the name of it. Documents by Readdle. The advantages are it allows files usually blocked on iOS. It manages local and cloud files, supports PDF and zip files. Some of the disadvantages are the user interface can be confusing actually. Some functionality requires upgrade and then can run slow on older iPhone and iPad models. And so you actually need the new iPhone models like the 14s, 12 Pro Max and the rest to be able to successfully use this kind of a web browser. Documents by Readdle is a powerhouse of an iOS app designed for both iPhone and iPad users. In addition to featuring web browser functionality, Documents by Readdle also works as a PDF reader, a zip file unzipper, a file manager, a media player, an ebook reader, and a one-stop shop for all of your various cloud storage accounts. The very last one to talk about is Opera. Okay, it's the most diverse web browser. Some of the advantages of Opera USB is a unique idea actually. It has an extensive library of add-ons, and then you can also customize wallpapers on it. Some of the disadvantages are it can load slowly, especially when you have a very bad and slow computer. And then it has many extra features. Its many extra features feel redundant. Opera web browser, launched on Windows in 1996, is now available on Mac, Linux, iOS, Android and even Java phones. The desktop versions of Opera supports a wide range of add-ons that bring extra functionality to the web browser beyond browsing the web. Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp can run within a pinned taskbar on the left side of the screen, and the browser features built-in screen capture functionality as well. See? How much you use these functions depends on your operating system and preferred apps. These are a number of web browsers, about 10 of them I think will help you in this year. And so on anyone I've read about, you are free to use and download them, and they are actually free to download, unless one or two of them that you might need to pay for extra features and services. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification button. Share my videos, comment on my videos, and please watch my videos for more education. Thank you very much.